Hi everybody. I'm trying the video again. Wish me luck. Though by the time you're watching this, there'll probably be no need. Anyway, welcome to week 3. This will be sessions 5 and 6. You're seeing me in my living room, this time in my Wednesday morning finest, with no coffee. Sadly, I'm out. But at least there are no jackhammering noises or interruptions to the internet, kind of like yesterday. I wanted to quickly let you all know that I really wished to be more on top of grading and communicating with you all this week, in addition to completing the sessions 3 and 4 assignments alongside you guys and posting those to Blackboard. But I received last Monday night some really bad news that has kept me from you all, basically, and made it difficult for me to keep up with you. Especially in light of the fact that the bad news necessitated that I be a few places over a few days and evenings that I didn't expect to be before last Monday. I'm sure you all know how that goes. Anyway, I hope you all have had a wonderful week. I hope the work has been challenging and fun. I've received a couple of questions from you all, which I love getting. So keep them coming whenever they occur to you. I'll also get back to you as soon as I can by email, if you've emailed me recently. Also, I finally began grading Journal 1, as you all saw a couple of mornings ago, and you might have noticed that I tell it like it is, I guess. I tell you what I like, I tell you what I think needs improvement, without really mincing words. I think that having a critical eye and using that critical eye to improve your writing is why I'm here. So my critiques should be taken lightly in that you don't take them personally, but they should also be taken seriously in that I'd like for you to keep them in mind when revising or working on your next assignment or project. This week we're looking at sessions 5 and 6. Session 5 is about setting, how to make it vivid and memorable, how to create a setting that your readers feel as if they're existing in. For that session, you obviously need to read the setting chapter and imaginative writing. For 6, about story, you'll read the chapter on story and learn about the different components that make a story memorable, that make readers want to read your writing again and again because of how you craft all of those components, because of the world you create for them. Besides the reading, there is the usual discussion on the discussion board, this time about character and setting. It's the same format as before. You post and then you reply to 2 posts a little later. It's really helpful for everyone if you do your original post earlier in the week, so students who like to work earlier in the week have something to respond to. That's if you can. This week, instead of a journal, you'll be posting draft 2 to workshop. That's due Thursday. That's for session 5. And then session 6 will be about doing the workshop and revising draft 2. Remember that all instructions for how all of this is supposed to work for all sessions are posted under the green class sessions tab, which will be to your left. That way, I believe. And I want to make sure that you guys are reading those carefully, the assignment prompts, and that you're following them. They're meant to help you achieve the best grade possible in the class, but also the best creative output. A couple of words on revisions and feedback. If you're not familiar with revisions, they're improved versions of the work that you've already written. A lot of the time, we as writers hold what we write very close to the vest, and as a result are sometimes really resistant to other suggestions for our work. I went to school with some people who ignored every comment for revision from their fellow writers or peers and accepted only the comments from the instructor. For that reason, some instructors withheld their comments until all other students had commented, and the student whose work was being workshopped had already been revised. And that's actually what I plan to do, because I think that all comments that you get from all people will have some value to you. And I want to say too, as much as it can be bothersome to accept criticism, you do want it. And you want to try out what other people are suggesting, because you don't want to be that writer whose work grows stale because you're so attached to your work. with revision, you want to choose to make changes that will improve your work on a local level. Little changes like word choice, swapping out words, swapping out verbs, but also on a global level, that is, an overall level. Cutting lines that are cliched or that are dragging the story or poem down, switching stanzas, adding descriptions, moving things around, changing the atmosphere, etc. And where feedback is concerned, it's valuable to say what you like and don't like, but if and only if you can say why. Even better is if you can make suggestions for revision, like what would you change if this were your work and why? As Burraway suggests in imaginative writing, it's actually less helpful to talk about likes and dislikes and more helpful to talk in terms of what is or is not happening, what the piece is or isn't doing. That way, if the writer doesn't want the reader to think or feel that way, he or she can make changes. For example, a student of writing can say during a workshop, "This poem feels like a typical winter day." And the student whose work is being critiqued can then tell him or herself, "But I didn't want it to be that way at all. Like, that day was anything but typical to me." And then the student can see about how to make the poem seem less typical and more unique to his or her own experience. As I mentioned in an announcement on Blackboard yesterday, I'll be posting a video as soon as I can, which I'm going to call a crash course on poetry. Like what the basics are, how to conceptualize poetry, how to go about writing it. Although I think most poets would argue that there's no super strict way to go about writing it. I was hoping to get the video done this morning, but that's looking like a pipe dream since I'm already on take 2 of the video this morning. Whenever I go to upload to YouTube, YouTube seems to be saying, "Screw you, I'm not doing it." Anyway, I've loved hearing from you all, reading your work. I have a couple of Journal 1s left to read. Oh, actually, that's no longer true as of today. I'm reading the transcript. I have some discussions left to do, and I hope to catch up on discussion grading tonight, hopefully. Besides that, you should be seeing grades trickle into Blackboard as the week progresses. If you're waiting to hear from me on something, on email, I'll get back to you soon. It's doubtful this week that I'll get to contribute to the assignments from sessions 3 and 4, although if there's a break in the clouds, I'll definitely try to do that. Have a great week, and have a good time writing. Have a, I guess, like break a mental sweat is what I want to tell you, and have fun. Let me know if I can do anything for you. Bye.